Hey guys, how are you? Today I'm here to explain something. We have here an employment claims report for the past week, which was the week ending August 13th, and how is it dropping now. So the video is about how this dropping of unemployment is related to suspension of immigration. We all know that the immigration for most of the what we call the visas which are related to work, non-immigrant visas like H1, some of the J1 visas, L1, those kind of visas have been suspended, and for those also applying for green card, exception with a green card by family, but most like green card by employment, green card by lottery have been suspended. So if those have been suspended, what does that mean? What will the implication be if the unemployment is going to be declining? Remember, the biggest reason why those suspensions were there is because the number of unemployment or unemployed Americans was growing high since March. So if the number is growing high, so they want to protect the jobs for Americans, so why should we bring other people here to get the jobs? So the suspension ending up to December, and when the executive order came out, they explained that they will be looking over after every 60 days. And the 60 days we are talking now, because the last one came out into was the June, because the first one came on April 22nd, then June 22nd, June 23rd, it came out the second one, which extended until end of December. So the first one was 60 days, then they extended until end of December 31st, and they increased the number of visas to be included into the unemployment, I mean, not to come to America at this time. So I'm going to share the data and the implication whether, if this data continue to be this way, will the immigration continue or extended to be suspended, or obviously by default they will end up in end of December, which we are waiting December 22nd or 24th, they will come and give the news that maybe the suspension has ended, or they're going to do that one. So welcome everyone to the EBM Scholars Show. First of all, I'm apologizing for the long introduction, but I had to say all those kind of words so that I can be in a position to make sure that you understand what this video is going to entail. In case you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so, because we are keeping everything alive, making more videos, making sure that you'll be able to go ahead and apply. Oh, for those who have won, that means they can be able to get their visas and things of that nature. So here I have the first of all, this one was part of the news for National Review. They say new unemployment claims fall under 1 million for the first time since March. So we have the information from the US Department of Labor. Usual here, every week people are applying for unemployment, which is called unemployment insurance, on a weekly basis. Each week, people, if you lose the job, you are going to apply. For those who do not know, especially if you are a foreigner, basically, basing on how many days you have been working, we have what we call unemployment insurance. So once you lose the job, but not you quitting, where there are reasons you cannot be able to get unemployment benefits, but there are so many reasons you can be able to get the unemployment benefits. So these are the people who are applying each week. You apply once, you're not applying every week, you are the same person. If I lose my job, I can go and apply to the unemployment office, then I can claim, then you'll be getting a paycheck each week. So it depends. Most of the states, they give 2,000 to 2,500 per month. Usually there is a big complication about during the corona, there was extra 600 per week, which is 2,400 from the federal. Now that one has expired. Then Republican Democrats are talking to extend, and if they are going to extend, how much, but they didn't reach agreement, and then President Trump went ahead to issue 400, but there are so many complications in it, but there will be some discussion after the recess, which will be the September 8th, after the Labor Day, Labor weekend, which will be September 7th. So they are saying the initial claims for the week ending August 8, the week ending August 8, it was 900 963,000, which is deficit over 200, almost like 250,000. That was less than usual. So since March, for the first time in about 21 weeks, for the first time, the unemployment has been more than 1 million each week. At the time they are going to do what we call the first suspension of 60 days, there were almost, there are millions already, I don't remember exactly the number, but it was about 21 million people. That was April 11, I think. There are millions of people already didn't have job. Then when they are going to do the second unemployment, when they are going to do the second executive order in June 22nd, 24th, at that time, there were more than 35 million people unemployed. So that was very, very tough. So I want to give you some of the numbers. I have numbers here so that I can be able to share with you. I don't know whether I will be able to see from here, but I'm going to read this one. So the first week of March 7th, there were 200,000 people. 211,000. Then week of March 14th, 282,000. March 21st, that is when it started going crazy. It jumped to 3.3 million. Within 1 week, 3.3 million people lost their jobs and went to apply for unemployment. The week of March 28, it jumped to 6.9 million people, 1 week. Then it went to 6.6 million. That is the week of April 4th. Then April 11, 5.2 million, 1 week. Then it went to April 18, 4.4 million. April 25, 3.9. May 2nd, it went to May 2nd, it went to 3.2 million. Then it went to 2.7. Then it went to 2.4. Then May 23rd, 2.1. May, so numbers started going down now from May. Remember, in May is when they are starting opening up, allowing restriction to be removed from most of the states. So if you can see, May 2nd, which most of the states, they are still under the quarantine, stay-at-home orders. It was, that week was 3.2 million. Then it went May 9th, 2.7. Then May 16th, 2.4. May 23rd, 2.1. May 30th, 1.9. Then from June 6th, 1.6 million. June 13th, 1.5. Then June 20, 1.5. June 27th, 1.4. July 4th, 1.3. July 11, 1.3. July 18, 1.4. It went up. July 25th, it went up again, 1.4. Why in June, July it was stagnant, then it started going up? It's because at that time, there was a second peak coming trying to come out at the time when there are some more about when they started going back to work, because some of the offices maybe they didn't implement well, whatever, and some people they're excited to go back. So that started, and then there were some demonstrations. So most of the offices they started closing at that time again. Then August 1st, 1.4. July 25th. 1.4. August 1st, 1.2 million. It started going down. So August 8th, for the first time, it was below 1 million. So it was 963,000. So it dropped almost like for over almost 500,000. So the number of people who were going to apply reduced very, 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 very big. So you can go and see all this data here. But this time, like for the first time in 21, those one. But it doesn't mean that now we are talking like how many people are continuing unemployed. We are talking about over 15 million so far. They are still unemployed. That is still a big number. But the number is going down because very few people are not applying. Instead of 6 million people applying for unemployment, now is less than 1 million. That is a very good start. That means people are not losing their jobs. And still, there are some companies are starting hiring back. So the unemployed people, they are starting getting their jobs. So how does that relate to the green card lottery, how does that relate to the immigration suspension? Because immigration suspension depends on the unemployment. If you look like the reasoning for the reasoning behind why they went ahead to issue that's what it was, to protect the local labor market to be for Americans, not to bring labor, to bring other people from foreign lands, whether it's through green cards, whether through H1, excuse me, whether through J1 or other type of visas, to come to take their jobs here. So for that case, this is a good news. I don't say like it's a good news because if the unemployed people are not losing their jobs, they are keeping their jobs, many of them. That's number one, is good. But also we have seen the jobs created is starting going up. There are so many people starting getting jobs now. So many companies are getting up. And when there is the second stimulus is coming out in September, because now, I mean, they didn't finish everything, but in September, most other companies, they will get more money from the government as a stimulus package to be able to help with their business. That one will help to open up more jobs, will open up the companies which they are struggling for their operations. They will continue to operate freely and have the money from the government. That one will be able to boost people to continue to have the jobs, people not losing the jobs, and people also to get hired. If that trend goes the same way, if this one each week is going this way, so by December, the unemployment rate, like number of people feeling unemployment per week, will go very, very down. That will be number one. But many people will be getting jobs at the second thing. That means I can predict that this one will help for determining the suspension. And if this continues the same rate like this way, I believe the suspension will not be extended beyond December 31st. That means for those who are waiting for the interview, which was supposed to start October 1st for the DV lottery winners, for instance, they can start January 2nd, because January 1st is public holiday, so they cannot interview you on January 1st. So basically, the January 2nd, the interviews will start on January 2nd and beyond. So that is something I want to share with you, that this is a good news, which I see, okay, let me share with people, and people understand what does that mean in this kind of situation, and will that help them in one way or another. So thank you so much, everyone, for your continued support. I'm very much excited, and I'll keep, after every maybe 2-3 weeks, I'll be making the video to continue showing you how many claims are going to be filed per week. If this job trend of filing is going this way down, like many, there are very few unemployment claims, that is good. And the job market is going up. For instance, the month of June, ending June, the beginning of July, there was more than 1 million jobs created. That was also a big news. So let's see how this one is going to work, and how that will be able to positively allow the suspension not to be extended to ending up as planned by when? December 31st. So that is something I want to make sure that you understand, and it's a good news, so you have to be happy with that one. So thank you everyone. I really appreciate for your continued support. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Again, this is Ernest Boniface Makulilo, EPM, talking to you from my home office in Belton, Missouri, United States of America. Goodbye, everyone.